Is sinking misunderstood? By me. Hey, bit of a shorter presentation than usual today. Obligatory, did you know only blah blah blah. Just subscribe if you like what I'm making, you don't have to if you don't. Defining sinking and its usages. The two main usages of sinking are differentiated by SP battles and non-SP based battles. The main purpose for sinking is to reduce the SP on your opponent, leading to lower rolls for skills and making fights easier. However, since this game was designed around enemies without SP as well, sinking will do gloom damage instead of SP damage to targets with no SP. It's basically a blue version of Rupture, but not as boring as it. The weakness of sinking. Sinking is defined by its usage of buildup, but the main weakness I feel is with multiple enemies / multiple parts of a boss splitting the focus of teams and creating slower fights for this archetype. Few sinking IDs actually have attack weight outside of ego, so this is reflected on team compositions. Another weakness is its reliance on gloom damage. While Rupture and Bleed are true damage values, sinking is tied to the gloom affinity in such that enemies with resistance to gloom can brush off some of its damage. Some people will be led to believe that sinking provides no real benefits in SP-based fights after you get into your advantage state, aside from winning clashes. If only there were IDs that could expend sinking potency to do gloom damage in SP-based fights. John sinking. Why the fuck is he like this? Yisang is the proud owner of two of the most effective sinking damage applications for some reason. Probably because his backstory resonates the most with the sin of sloth and gloom, but shh, we don't gotta talk about that. This bastard has two separate IDs that can serve as the function of the two niches sinking is built around. You can swap to Solemn Lament Yisang for SP-based fights, and Spice Bush Yisang for non-SP-based fights. These two IDs are supplemented by the factor of sinking has so much fucking count. Like a Rupture player's wet dream, sinking actually has a surprising amount of positive sinking count IDs with very easy access to conditionals to apply even more sinking count on top of the even / barely negative sinking count IDs they have for main damage dealers. While some planning for it is required, I find sinking to be 10 times easier to maintain than Rupture on Heisho identities. Let's go over some of the IDs that are typically damage dealers for the sinking archetype. KOD Rodion. What the fuck do I say about this ID? She's top 7. She can tank. She can DPS. She can cradle you in her arms while she carries even the worst competitions of teams and rubs your face on her bosom. She can do fucking anything. Literally reverse potential woman. There's no if. There is only do. She's unironically like a balanced version of Mouse for sinking, and I'm gonna die on this hill. I love this ID so much. The reason why. Do I even have to say anything? If I considered Limbus IDs to have a top 8 instead of top 7, he'd definitely be number 8, minimum. Butler Otis. Not only is her sinking conditionals good, but she applies the status effect Echoes of the Manor, which has benefits regardless if you're fighting an enemy with SP or not. Echoes of the Manor is one of the few non-ego gift status afflictions that directly affects the clashes of targets without SP. Minus 10% chance may not seem like a lot, but it has been very beneficial to my team building. Also, giving every sinking ID a 50-50 to be positive / even while applying sinking potency / count is absurd in terms of supporting the entire team. Sinking is a lot stronger than people give it credit for. While I view it to be the third best status effect in the game, behind Bleed and Tremor, it serves its function well in all types of fights despite the initial drawbacks that are placed on it. I use this phrase a lot, but the IDs themselves heavily make up for the downsides applied by sinking as an archetype. Also, thanks for 5K. Very cool. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.